Anybody complaining about flooding in this country after today is just a pretender.
Why?
Because it is a perennial affair. And we are worsening the problem each year by blocking more of the waterways because everybody thinks that I need a place to sleep, I need a place to do business, I need a place to do that. And when we are blocking the waterways every day, every week, every month, every year, how do we expect flooding not to take place when it rains?
Right.
Yesterday's rain were not heavy. The rain yesterday was not heavy.
Yeah, sure.
I'm telling you, if we have serious heavy rains in this country, Nana, I can tell you that this morning, they will be calling for a national emergency. What we had yesterday was just an introduction. Truth of the matter is that we should stop pretending that we do not know that when it rains in this country, every day it will flood. We should stop pretending. We all know that it will happen. Simply because, as a country, we have never taken spatial planning seriously in this country.
Yeah.
We pay people who are sitting in offices as people who are supposed to make sure that the right things are done when it comes to spatial planning, but they will not do their work. Anybody who has grown up in Accra, Tema, Ashaman, in the 90s, if you are around 15 years or 14 years from the 90s till today, you conclude that the situation is worse than that time.
That's true.
Those days, when you go to Labadi, Labadi looks somehow well planned a bit. There are roads and everything. The very places in Labadi where there were empty spaces, today if you go, everywhere is occupied. Tema used to be a very nice place.
Yeah.
Go to Tema today and tell them that if you compare Tema of today to Tema of the 90s, you say Tema is well planned today.
The kiosks have taken over.
Everywhere, people have done unauthorized extensions, all kinds of things are being done. Nobody is doing anything about it. Look, the new committees that have sprung up in Tema, Ashaiman, Accra, go to there, mention places like Kwabenya, all the places that have sprung up, Ashalibotre, all those places, and yesterday I saw somebody they said they call the place East Legon Hills. Yet people should come and see the flooding there. All these new communities that have sprung up around Accra, go and check how these communities are planned. There's no plan.
There's no plan.
People just, chiefs sell the land to them, they buy the land, they go there, they build. Everybody just build anyhow. We don't consider drainage, we don't consider anything. And the authorities that are to make sure that these things are done are collecting salary every month but will not do their work. Some will go to the field and collect money from people and permit the wrong thing to be done. And therefore, if you are paying bribe so that the right thing is not done, if the flood comes, the person who took the bribe money will be sitting somewhere and smiling. You the one who think that you have done something by bribing somebody from doing the right thing, you are the one who will suffer. So when I hear people cry about this thing, I say we Ghanaians are the problem. Because if you understand and you believe that you don't want to be in problem, you know that the laws of the land do not permit you to even dig a ground and put one block without receiving the necessary permits from the fact that the land is registered for a lands commission. After that, you have to go to the assembly that is responsible to go and take your building permit, fire permit and everything before you put up a building. And you don't do these things. You are building, you realize that when you are building, there are no gutters. You yourself can realize that there's no gutter there. And you still go ahead and build. And then when it rains and your place is flooded, you are crying. Crying to who? The fact that people have decided not to do their job is one thing we have to lambast them for not doing their job. But the fact that you also realize that what you are doing is not the right thing, but you went ahead to do it, stop shouting. Blame yourself too for the problem.
Well, thank you, Elvis. Let me say good morning to Ibrahim. Ibrahim Bajay is a former Assistant Secretary, Office of the former President. Good morning, Ibrahim.
Nana Tifo, good morning.
I hope
good morning to Elvis.
You are safe from the rains and the floods.
Yes, no, intentionally it rained quite substantially, but as Elvis rightfully mentioned, this is not the worst that we know it can be in this season. We're
actually heading for the peak of the rainy season. We are not there yet.
Yeah, this is just the hors d'oeuvres, the prelims. And then the main meal is now coming.
Right.
You know, June, July, August. You'll see rain, what we call monsoon rain. Yeah, but just to echo on from what Elvis said, beyond the citizens being to blame, and he's 100% right in that regard. But I've mentioned this time and again, sometimes it's ad nauseum. You get bored talking for 20 plus years. This thing will happen. Inshallah, next year, if God gives us life, we'll come here And we'll talk the same thing. Let me show you something very quickly. What is this? Tea, right?
Yeah.
If I cover it, can anything happen? Look, can anything enter inside?
No.
No. This is our situation regarding gutters. We don't cover the gutters.
Right.
Beyond people building illegally without gutters and what have you, we do have a strong network of gutters across the country, especially in the urban areas. Am I right? Good. And they are generally uncovered. So why won't waste, municipal waste, human waste, domestic waste, enter and then clog those pathways?
Yeah.
Do you get me? If we just invest, just covering the gutters, and how do you cover the gutters? You make it part of the contract.
Yeah.
That if you build, and I give you this contract, you have to provide guttering. And the guttering will have a sieve, sawing, at intersections. Because somebody said, oh, Ibrahim, if we cover the gutters, you know, how will we clean the gutters? Look at this. Once you know how to clean it, prevent the cleaning.
Right.
So at 100-meter intervals, which happens across the world, 100-meter intervals, you have a drain with a sieve. So when debris enters, it collects there. You can just lift that drain out, empty the waste. This is what the AMA or whoever TMA will do, and put that drain back. So it continually flows.
Very well.
So, I mean, I just want to mention that point, that until and unless we do that necessary simple thing, this time next year, God willing, we'll be talking about it. Cover the gutters.
Very well.
No.
Very well. Thank you so much.
We lost over 150 people in the June 10 disaster.
Yeah.
Ask yourself that from June 10 up to today, what significant has been done in this country to make sure that the country does not flood? Ask me about enforcement since June 10. Ask me about building regulations and enforcement in this country. Where do you see it? So we cannot continue to be pretending that we don't know what the problem is. We know. I told you that this country's problems, we know. But we are not willing to take the difficult decisions to make sure that the right things are done. Because somebody thinks that I'll lose a vote. People will threaten that they'll vote against me. People will use the issue of, oh, that is what they do for a living. If you drive them out of the what are they going to do for a living? So we are actually allowing emotional blackmail to take precedence over ensuring that we do the right thing. And as long as that exists in this country, we should forget it. This dream, the president talked about building a new city. And I laughed. I said, build a new city for what? Because the point is that what we are going to talk about, if we start a new city today, tomorrow it will be like that.
Same problem.
In the early 90s, East Legon is the preserve of the rich. Go to East Legon today and go and say, there's a kiosk, in fact, the properties have been completely devalued by the way the place looks like today. Do you understand it?
They say come to the hills.
The hill which is flooding. Is it? So we can build a new city today, starting today. As long as we are not willing to take the painful decision to make sure that people abide by what the rules and regulations says, you build that new city, it becomes a slum tomorrow.
Right.
So the point is, fix what exists, fix the situation now. Before you think about building something new. We are always running away from the problem. When the problem is there, we are supposed to fix. They want to run away and say, oh, we have found a new way. But if you don't fix the problem, it will come and haunt you if we build a new city.